Hey guys, it's Joe, and it's time for Pocket with Joe. Happy March 1st. I can't believe how fast this year is flying. We have 6 games on the ice today. Lots of opportunities to make some money. Lots of opportunities to bounce back after yesterday's day on the ice. It was not my favorite. You're right, Johnny. Today is a good day to make some freaking money. Let's bounce back. After what we saw yesterday, big shout out to each and every one of you. I want to thank you again for joining me here each and every day. Appreciate you guys so much. James, I'm worried about Colorado with Justice Annunen expected in goals. So big shout out to you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for throwing the wave, waving right back at you there. Okay. Let's start breaking these games down. Calgary lost to the Boston Bruins last night. We didn't see that one coming, right, you guys? Calgary, I don't know what's happening with that team, but Boston just rolling phenomenally strong. It's going to be a great day. And I'm glad you hit those props. So let's try to get some more props in these games today. We're going to be checking some of these goalies, safe shots on goal as well, as confirmations come in here while we are live. The New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, this is 7:30 Eastern, first game we're going to talk about here. The total has dropped from 6.5 down to 6. I just want to see if there's been any movement on this line. We have the Rangers coming in as the favorite on the road in this matchup. And I do think this is a great opportunity to make some money with the New York Rangers here. So we're seeing minus 230 here on the money line, plus 188 for the Flyers, total 6. Juice to that over at minus 112. In this matchup, Igor Shesterkin is expected in goal for the New York Rangers. Carter Hart expected here for the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, we know Carter Hart's one of those goalies that's really spotty. He's had some amazing days on the ice where everyone cannot believe how many shots he's been able to save. In this game here, I don't think we see Carter Hart have an outstanding night. I do think the New York Rangers are so strong offensively. Now, we got to talk about Patrick Kane. He is now a New York Ranger, but I don't think we see him tonight. He's listed as out. I believe he will play in the first game, in their next game, and I think that's versus the Ottawa Senators. So we will see him in action there. It's going to be exciting to see Patrick Kane here with the New York Rangers. This team is stacked, you guys. And looking at this team, we got to find some value on how to bet them in this one. Now, you could look at the puck line. The puck line minus 1.5, we're getting that at minus 1.5 is plus 108 for the New York Rangers here. And I don't mind that. I do think I like better, though, is looking at the team total here of the New York Rangers. Hitting it over 3.5 is minus 123. And I feel a lot more confident in this one. I'm expecting them to really open up offensively in this one on Carter Hart. We know the Philadelphia Flyers have a non-existent power play, and they're allowing that 3.3 goals per game and 31.3 shots on goal. So looking at the New York Rangers, their offense has been so killer, and their defense really limiting their opponent's ability to get these goals. Now, Trocheck, I can never say his name right, has been killing it with those goals. I'd look at Trocheck here for the anytime goal as well. And we look at the Rangers, they're just so phenomenally strong versus the Philadelphia Flyers. They have dominated this matchup, winning 6 of their last 7. Now, both teams have been trending to the over as of late, but it's because the Flyers, we look at them, they've just been giving up way too many goals. So this one absolutely could go over that total. I'm going to stay off the total for the full game. I think just hitting the Rangers team total is the best way to go. I don't want to count on the Flyers to do anything in this one. They're 1-7 in their last 8 home games. Now they have lost their last 3. The Devils got the shutout win over them on Saturday, 7-0. The Flyers unable to get anything done. I could see this being a very similar game where the Flyers really struggle to get something done, but in that case, I don't think we're going to see the Rangers go over this total on their own. Could they? Absolutely, they could. So it's Rangers. Bet the Rangers somehow in this one for me. You guys, I love seeing you, each and every one of you coming in. Kelly, I'm so glad you're on the Rangers team total over that 3.5 too at minus 123. I think there is some good value there. Rangers in regulation. You're getting the Rangers in regulation at minus 140. So I do think that is another nice way to go in that one, Johnny. You're liking the team total over as well. So let's make some fucking money. You guys are right. Yeah, those are really interesting scores there with the Rangers team total, Kelly. So we are seeing those go over. We've had a couple of those threes, a couple of those ones, but I do think it is a good game to look for the Rangers to really explode. Daniel, we will get to New York and Toronto. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. Let me just get to that game first. So Rangers in regulation. Trocheck here for the anytime goal. I really do think he comes in nicely. We see the Rangers scoring these goals, averaging that 3.3, getting 32.3 shots on goal. Okay, the next game on the board here, we do have the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Now, this total is at 6.5, and I just want to see if there's been any movement on these lines. We're getting minus 128 here to the under 7. We're getting plus 104 to the over 7. We have the Leafs coming in here at minus 120, plus 100 for Edmonton. Now, it's kind of hairy in this case, you guys. Toronto has been so phenomenally strong versus the Edmonton Oilers. They have dominated this matchup, winning the last 4 games. The last game, it wasn't, it was a domination. It was a 4-2 win for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And watching that game, I was actually shocked Edmonton got those 2 goals. Now, this is the first night of a back-to-back for the Toronto Maple Leafs here. They are doing the Alberta double. They will face Calgary tomorrow. Samsonov is expected in goal, which I think is the right move, putting Samsonov in here tonight. Excuse my dog. He jumped off the chair in the corner. Now, Skinner is expected in goal for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. We know Edmonton's issues. Now he's shaking. I tell you, I don't know what is happening. He's not using his manners today, you guys. I apologize. We know the issues for the Edmonton Oilers with their defensive issues. I think this is more defensive issues than goaltending issues for this team. It's going to be really interesting to see who they pick up before the trade deadline is over here on Friday. Now, with Edmonton off 2 losses, sitting 4th in the Pacific, this team is going to be angry, and they're going to be coming out with fire. Now, that game versus the Boston Bruins, I have to give Edmonton credit where credit is due. We saw Connor McDavid and his line on the ice, and it was 3-on-5 at one point for the Boston Bruins late in that 3rd period. And Connor McDavid and company were doing exactly what they needed to do. They were putting their body in front of that net to support their goalie. We need to see more of this out of Edmonton. We need to see players that are pure offensive players get back and play some defense as well, because this team is just so solid offensively. Their defense is what is lacking. So in this matchup tonight, I have to go for the over 7. We know Edmonton is going to come out. We know Edmonton is going to be able to score. And the Toronto Maple Leafs normally dominate this one. This total at 7 is a hard number to bet, but I still do think it goes over. I like the over 1.5 in that first period as well. I expect the goals to come in. Edmonton's going to be furious off this loss, and we've seen Toronto be able to dominate in the first period versus Edmonton as well. They won the last 4 games overall and the last 4 first periods versus Edmonton. So it's going to be dicey here. I do think we get at least 2 goals in that first. I think we're going to be laying a lot of juice. So let me just look at what positive money we're getting on both teams to score in the first period, because I do think both teams score in that first period. First period total goals, yeah, over 1.5 is minus 174. So you guys know we can't get there, but both teams to score in the first period is coming in at plus 128. And that is my favorite bet of this game. I do think we have an intense battle out there on the ice. Edmonton's going to be so hungry to score in this one. Okay, yeah, Rick, maybe my dog wants to give his picks. I don't know what he is thinking, trying to interrupt the show like this. Yeah, Edmonton is really going to come out nice and strong. And Kelly, I would not throw that out of the equation for Toronto to get 8 goals in this one. Anthony, the dog's name is, you guys are never going to guess it. His name is Traffic. Yes, named after cars on the road. His name is Traffic. So He is quite the dog. And the Flames did put up the fight last night for sure. So if you can get a 6.5, I'm seeing people saying 6.5. Hit that 6.5. FanDuel just raised this total to 7. Like I said, the 7 in this one, you are getting a plus 104 for the over 7. And you could definitely get that push. So get the 6.5 if you can find it out there, you guys. I definitely think it's the right way to go with this game, is getting that. Let me just look at the rest of the questions here. I know someone had a question on this game. Okay, so New York and Toronto, over 3.5 for both of these teams, parlay. So I do think Toronto is going to get the points on the board tonight. This is going to be, I think they do get 4 goals. I really do think this is a 4 goal game, at least for the Maple Leafs. They have dominated here. We know the Edmonton Oilers defense has been struggling, Daniel. So I like that, and I also like the New York Rangers team total over 3.5. So I can completely get behind that parlay of both of these teams over that 3.5. What I would do, Daniel, though, if you are parlaying these two, if your book will take a 3 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, just in case something weird happens, and this is a 5-3 win here for the Edmonton Oilers, which I don't think we'll get. But if they're able to limit Toronto for some reason, if Toronto just doesn't come out as strong offensively, I definitely think they hit 3, and then at least you get that push on that parlay. So that leg of the parlay. So that is one way I would go with that. But I do think they get 4 in this one. I really could see a 5-4 game here for the Toronto Maple Leafs getting the win, getting those 5 goals, but it's going to come down to a little bit of puck luck. We know that. We know how Edmonton stepped up defensively versus the Boston Bruins. So we'll see what happens. Big shout out, big sis to Joey as well. It's nice to see your name pop up here. Haven't seen you for a while. So you guys, just looking at the rest of your comments here, minus 135 to the over 6.5. And I do like it. Pay the extra juice. You guys don't get the push. I do think it will go over that total. Okay, let's jump to the next game here. Like I said, only 6 games on the ice. Lots of opportunity to make some freaking money. Did anyone take Montreal last night? Getting that plus money as a dog in that game. I tell you, Montreal does not want to tank. They want to win everything that they can. A team that's probably not going to win every game is the Arizona Coyotes. This team absolutely struggling. They're away from home tonight. They're facing the Dallas Stars. Now, we know Dallas has been struggling to get the wins. They've had some up and downs. They are off a loss in overtime to the Vancouver Canucks, a game that they should have really played a lot better. And now Jake Ottinger expected in goal for the Dallas Stars, and they are coming in as a large favorite in this one. They're minus 420 here on the money line, so minus 1.5 on the puck line. There's no value. It's minus 152. Total is sitting at 5.5 in this one. I can't get behind the Arizona Coyotes on a back-to-back to save my life. They got the win over the Chicago Blackhawks last night. That was a 4-1 win. But I do think in this one, we need the Stars to really start opening up offensively. They should go over 3.5 goals in this game. Over 3.5 again. It's trying to find value. It's minus 154. This would be a parlay piece for me because I just can't. I can't find any value, you guys. This is a really hard game here. Unless you think the Arizona Coyotes can keep this one tight, it's the only way you're going to find value, and I just don't see it happening on a back-to-back. They've also struggled versus the Dallas Stars. They're 6-20 in the last 26 meetings, 7-19 in the last 26 meetings in Dallas. Now, do they score a goal in this one? This is the biggest question mark. They're on the back-to-back. Dallas needs to open up offensively. We have a total of 5.5. I'm going to hit it over 5.5. I do think we see the Arizona Coyotes get one here on Ottinger, and I think it comes early. I think we see this one go over. Now, we're relying on the Arizona Coyotes to do their part in this game. I do think the Dallas Stars get a minimum of 4 goals in this game, and that's why I'm liking their team total over the 3.5. We need the Coyotes to get 2 in this case. And this is a Coyotes team that really has been digging deep, and yes, they are not averaging a lot of goals at 2.68 goals per game, and the Dallas Stars defense is only allowing that 2.6. So this over 5.5 is hard to take, but that's where I'd have to go. Yeah, Benji, buying it down to 4.5 for parlay reasons. I think you're pretty safe with that. But in that case, if you're already going to buy it down for parlay reasons, take the Dallas Stars, buy down their total, because we know this is a team that is going to do the majority of the goals. So don't rely on the crappy team here in this one, you guys. Take the Dallas Stars team total. Play it some way. You took Montreal and the Penguins in a parlay. Nice work in that one. I love it. Puck line, total points for the Oilers over 1.5 goals, over 6.5 total goals. Anthony, that is a nice one to go with that. I like it. Edmonton should be able to keep it tight. You took Montreal. Great work. Picks from Dave had Montreal as well. Great plus money with them. They were plus 145 last night. So congratulations to everyone who got that. And I can't believe the Jets and Sabres went over as the Jets went over and the Sabres didn't cover the puck line. I actually am shocked by what we saw last night on the ice. It was a big head scratcher of a night, that is for sure. Let's look at the next game on the board, and this one is going to be a really interesting one to see how the New Jersey Devils come out in this. Both these teams, the New Jersey Devils and the Colorado Avalanche, have been playing so strong. Now the Avs have won their last 6, and it's really hard to step in front of them here at home. This line has moved. They were minus 128 earlier in the day. They're now minus 111 with Justice, and I'm going to butcher his last name, I can't say it. I had it down before the show, and I've just drawn a blank on how to say it properly. Sounds like you're mumbling when you say it properly. I think Justice, we saw him out. He played in one game versus the St. Louis Blues back on February 18th. He allowed in 1 goal on 20 shots on goal. The New Jersey Devils are going to be coming hard and firing at him here in this one. Now you have Vanek in goal for the New Jersey Devils, and we're getting the New Jersey Devils right now at minus 108. We got to ride with the better goaltender in this matchup, you guys. They won their last 2. They got the shutout win over the Flyers 7-0 in their last game. Now, they didn't take their foot off the pedal in that one. They kept going to the very end. They won 4 of their last 5 games. Now, like I said, the Colorado Avalanche come in here. They have absolutely been dominating, winning their last 6 games. I would love to go with Colorado in this one, but because of the goalie matchup, I just can't get behind Colorado. They're sitting 3rd in the Central, the Devils 2nd in the Metro, and the value is on the Devils here. Now, the last time these teams played, it was back in October. We saw the Devils get a 1-0 win. Such a low-scoring game, and both these teams coming in off the shutout. We saw Colorado just steamroll and dominate over the Vegas Golden Knights 3-0. They got the shutout as well. It was absolutely beautiful what we saw out of Colorado. Colorado is the team in the West. Like, they are just so phenomenally strong. I just don't trust the goalie in this matchup tonight. Cale Makar, still day-to-day. Now, Colorado used to be a team last season that those block shots on goal were absolutely outstanding. I think when we look at Cale Makar with the amount that he has been out this season, this can add to the amount of shots allowed on their goaltending, because Colorado now allowing that 32.2 shots per game. When we look at these teams, they're very, very similar. Both of their offenses, both goaltending overall is outstanding. But the defensive edge that the New Jersey Devils have on the season is huge in this one, because they're only allowing that 28.3 shots on goal per game. They're getting those block shots. Their players are really stepping up on the defensive side of things. So I'm looking in this one for the stronger defense at the moment, especially if Cale Makar doesn't make the ice tonight, which at this point I am seeing him still listed as day-to-day, and the better goaltending. With Vanek in goal, I cannot take a goalie that's only played once this season, and he allowed 1 goal from the St. Louis Blues. So I can't get there. I do think this one is very, very tight to that number of 6. This is all going to depend on Justice and how many goals he lets in this one. So I could see this one flying over the total. The Devils roll hot and he has a bad night. The Devils averaging that 3.51 goals per game and 34.3 shots on goal. So these shots are going to be flowing in. It all depends on this goaltender and how he can do in this matchup. Colorado, it's moving. It is moving. I'm seeing a -111 now for the Colorado Avalanche. I still cannot believe they are listed as the favorite. It's kind of worrisome here. What do they know that we don't? But I do think this one, I can't get behind them. So Avs money line, you're going to ride. You're going to ride it to the end. They're playing like Stanley Cup champs. Absolutely they are. It's the goaltending. This is what it comes down to, because the New Jersey Devils, so phenomenally strong defensively. They're strong offensively as well. With a goalie that has played one game this season, I just can't get there. We will get there to the Capitals in just one moment. New Jersey on the road. Yeah, Rick. New Jersey is better on the road this season than they are at home, which is mind-boggling. This team is getting the wins on the road. Hughes anytime goal. You know we are going to ride that. We're going to ride that one hard. Yeah, we definitely could see this one go to OT. And if it goes to OT, you got to ride the Devils because it's Vanek. It's the pressure of a younger goalie in here. Now, for Colorado to win this, they have to give their goalie all the support, justice in the world. If they give him all the support, if they get these block shots, if their defense plays like we saw last year, where they were only like in some of those games, they were allowing less than 20 shots on goal on their goalie. We were taking Cale Makar. We were riding his block shots on goal. Some books give you the block shots on goal. Cale Makar is one of the most fantastic defensive players to get and to ride his save block shots on goal, especially as we go into the playoffs, you guys. It's absolutely phenomenal. He is lights out. So that's where I'm going. And yeah, Jack Hughes has been a little cool since coming back from injury, but I do think that he starts to heat up. He's got to start heating up here. Yeah, they are pretty tough games. Let's get to the next one here as my emergency alert goes off. It is just a test. Phew. No emergencies, no snowstorms blowing in tonight, you guys. Now, Timo Meier was traded from the San Jose Sharks to the New Jersey Devils. This is going to be a fantastic addition to the New Jersey Devils. We won't see him play tonight. Very unlikely. He's listed with an upper body injury, so we should see him soon for the New Jersey Devils, someone to look out for. It's going to be a fantastic addition for them. The next game on the ice, we have the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Wow, this is going to be another great game on the ice. Frederik Andersen expected here for the Carolina Hurricanes and Adin Hill expected for the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, Vegas is sitting first in the Pacific and Carolina sitting first in the Metro. The main difference between these two teams, in my opinion, is goaltending. I think we've got stronger goaltending with Carolina. Adin Hill is pretty good, but he's not their number one goalie with Logan Thompson out on injury. Both of these teams can get the points up on the board, but we really have seen the Canes defense play so much stronger. They're limiting opponents to only 26.4 shots on goal, which is first overall in the league. We see limited penalty minutes come out of the Vegas Golden Knights, so they're playing better disciplined game than the majority of teams, but they're still allowing that 30.4 shots on goal. I think this is going to be a nice game here for Carolina to be able to get the win. Now, they haven't really been covering a lot of puck lines. The 14-14 on the road. Let's just see where the money line has moved to. It's -142 still on the money line for Carolina, and I don't mind paying that for them. You guys know my juice tolerance starts to give me a nightmare as soon as we get over the -145 range, but at -142, I do think Carolina can get it done. Now, if you think they can get it done big, -1.5 is +172. Like I said, this hasn't been a team that has been blowing teams out of the water. These teams trend when they play each other to the over, but both of these teams have been playing to the under as of late. So if I was going to take a total in this one, it's moved from 5.5 up to 6. I would take it the under 6. I do think this is a defensive goaltending battle in this one. Now, The Canes, you got to question where their head was at in their last game versus the Anaheim Ducks. They lost on Saturday at home, 3-2, to the Anaheim Ducks. And now when we look at the Vegas Golden Knights, they lost their last 2 games. Monday versus the Abs, they got completely shut out, like we were talking about, 3-0 game in that one. So offensively, this team struggled in their last game, unable to get a goal. They did allow 3 goals to come in. I do think we see a lower scoring one. Frederik Andersen has been phenomenal on the season. We just got to count on Adin Hill to have a nice one here. Okay, my emergency alert keeps going off. I just have to hit okay, I think, on this, so it stops. It like vibrates my whole desk. So yeah, I'm going to look at Carolina for the win, -142 here on the money line. They've been better, I think, on both ends of the ice as of late. So give me them here. I also like Carolina in the first period on that puck line. I think they come out, they get that 1 goal, and I think this one stays under the total. And this is a quick 1 goal, but we don't go over that total in this game. Last game on the ice, you guys, we have the Washington Capitals versus the Anaheim Ducks. Now, I know someone asked about this total in this one. I was actually shocked this total is sitting at 6.5, still at 6.5, -120 to the under, -102 to the over. Now we got the Capitals coming in as the favorite at -210 on the money line, +172 for the Ducks. Puck line for the Capitals, -1.5 is +120. Capitals should get a nice big win here, but I am looking at this total under 6.5. I cannot expect these 2 teams to go over 6.5 with what we've seen out of them as of late in terms of scoring. Kemper is in goal, or expected at least, for the Washington Capitals, and we know how strong Darcy Kemper is. Remember, he was with the Colorado Avalanche last year. The protection, though, that he got, we can see the difference here with the Washington Capitals, just not getting as much protection. This team's still allowing that 30.2 shots on goal per game. Colorado made Darcy Kemper look like a superstar. He is a superstar in his own right. I do think this is one where, with the Anaheim Ducks coming in here, they have been getting a couple goals. They're averaging that 2.51. They have one of the worst teams in the league, offensively and defensively, allowing that 4.8. They did get the win. My emergency alert. I tell you guys, I do not know what is happening with my phone. It is like, I think I just have to open my phone here and remove that emergency alert. Let's hope it doesn't go off again. The last time these teams played was just on the 23rd of February, which 28 days in February. So not that long ago. It's only March 1st. The Ducks got the win, 4-2. I think we see this one go to the Capitals. Can I trust them on the puck line? No, I really can't. They're coming in with a couple of days rest, which never bodes well for this team. They come out rusty to start off of rest. They've gone 0-6 in the last 6 games, playing on 2 days rest. I think the best way to take this is to take the under 6.5. I don't count on a lot of goals. I know that John Gibson can allow these goals. I know the Ducks can allow these goals. I don't expect them to have a terrible game with them winning their last 3. And they've got some nice wins within these games as well. So give me the Washington Capitals here. I might look at their team total, hitting that over 3.5. No, I'm not even going to hit that over 3.5 because the Capitals haven't been scoring as of late. So just give me the under 6 in this one. Gibson, yeah, this will be the rematch here. Old Capitals under. I'm glad you agree. Dave, you're going to look at the Ducks team total over 2.5. He has been giving up a ton of goals as of late. I agree with you, but the Ducks to score 3 goals, you got to have a lot of faith in the Ducks tonight, Dave. I wish you all the best. I just want this one to stay under the total of 6.5. And Rick, you're right. The Knights absolutely step up versus teams with winning records. The Vegas Golden Knights are absolutely an incredible team. I just don't trust them here in this one tonight. Okay, you guys, I see all your comments coming in. I love how interactive this show has become. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's quickly run through the recap, then I'll get back to any questions that you guys might have. Let's do the parlay. Let's get to it, you guys. We'll start off with the recap. I'll give you the parlay within here. The New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. Rangers coming in as a large favorite, starting Igor Shesterkin. I trust in this team so much more. Remember, Patrick Kane will not be in the lineup tonight. We'll see him for the next game. This team is absolutely stacked, you guys. I love what they have done. Rangers, in regulation, I think is phenomenal. In 60 minutes, coming in at -140. I do love the Rangers team total over 3.5. It is at -123. I think that's another solid way to go in this game. They get the win. For the parlay, I'm going to take the Rangers in regulation. You can throw them in on the money line if you want. But I just I think they just get it done in regulation. I'm going to also look at Vincent Trocheck here to come out and get that anytime goal. I love his ability to get an anytime goal here on the Philadelphia Flyers. I don't think this is Carter Hart's night. We know he has his nights, but I also think we look at this over is in play if you really want to play it. You have to count on the Flyers to get a couple goals because the Rangers are one of those teams. They will get up in this game, and I think we'll see them kind of sit back and play more defensive, really not driving to that net. So counting on them to go over 3.5, I tell you, I can hear the emergency alert going on throughout my house too as other phones go off. This is great, you guys. It's just a test over and over again. I'm not going to count on the Flyers here. Just give me the Rangers team total if you want to play a total. Give me the Rangers in regulation for the parlay. The next game here, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers. Someone was talking about taking Toronto and the New York Rangers, both of them over 3.5 for a parlay. And I think it's a good way to go. I am a little cautious with Toronto. I do think Toronto probably gets, they can get 5 goals here. On the Edmonton Oilers, absolutely. I would be more concerned about Toronto's team total, though, over 3.5. I'd buy that down to 3 if you guys are looking to parlay those two together. But I do think it is a great way to go. I think Toronto has a big night. So I am looking at this one to go over that total. Like I said, you guys, it's hit 7 on some books. If you can get it down to 6.5, pay a little bit more juice, and then you avoid the push. This game for me is either a 5-4 game or this is a 3-4 game, which means we get the push at 7. So give me the over 6.5, and that's what I will throw in here. We talked about that first period. Best bet of this game, I think, is first period, both teams to score. Now, looking at the both teams to score, we're getting plus money with both teams to score. Whereas if you take the over 1.5, you are having to pay a lot. The juice is -174. So I don't like that. I think both of these teams can come out and score in the first period. I'm going to grab the plus money. That's one of my favorite bets of the day of this game. The Arizona Coyotes and the Dallas Stars, this 8:30 Eastern, this total has moved a little bit, I think. I tell you, I can't concentrate with this. This is only a test. Wow. I've seen some 6s out there. Over 5.5 is -122. So shop your lines depending on which way you like this. I think it does go over that 5.5. So grab the over 5.5 before it moves to 6. It was only one book I saw move to that number of 6 with people coming in on it. I do think the Dallas Stars go over their team total as well of 3.5. So I'm going to throw that into the parlay. Like I said, this is juice -154. You could almost, what I actually do like here is taking the New York Rangers, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Dallas Stars all over. Even if you took all of them over 3 goals or brought it down a whole goal, all over 2.5 goals, parlaying all 3 of those, we're going to see some nice money on that. Now, I don't mind the Dallas Stars here on the puck line for an outside bet here, but it's minus 152 now we're seeing on the Dallas Stars on the puck line. I just can't find the value. The New Jersey Devils and the Colorado Avalanche, you guys, I got to take the value with the Devils in this one. I think they can get it done versus Justice here coming out. He's only played one game this season. He's going to be facing a New Jersey Devils team that is phenomenal at getting the pucks on the net, getting those goals, and their defense is elite and really can shut down Colorado. Now, Colorado is incredible. I am not going against Colorado as a whole. I'm going against a goaltending matchup here. I really do think the Devils have the opportunity to pull off the win. This is going to be hard, though, if Colorado plays like we saw last season, really giving the support to their defense or to their goalie on the defensive side of the puck. The Devils might not get that opportunity to get those shots on goal for them to go in, but they are averaging that 34.3. This team is strong. If this team was a weaker team at getting the ability to get those shots, I would 100% ride with Colorado in this one, but the Devils dig completely deep. You guys know Jack Hughes. I do love him to get that anytime goal. His shots on goal is another great way to go. For the parlay, I'm going to take the Devils on the money line. I like the Devils here, you guys. The next game on the board, we have the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. I think this is Canes all day. I'm going to put the Canes on the money line into the parlay. I'm going to bet that separately as well. I think we still have value at minus 142. This line is moving up, though, but I do think this one stays under that total of 6. It's moved from 5.5 up to 6. I'm going to take the under in it. I do think we have a defensive battle. Now, I know these teams offensively can absolutely explode, but the goals haven't been coming in as of late for either of these teams. And we're seeing that adjustment towards the end of the season here of these teams really tightening up defensively because that's what they need to do. Now, the Washington Capitals and the Anaheim Ducks, this one as well, screams under to me. Caps and Ducks under the total of 6.5. I just don't trust either of these teams to get the goals. Kemper really needs to get some more support from his team because, like I talked about, he was so much stronger with Colorado because he was able to get that support. I don't see the Ducks coming in here, though, and getting enough goals on Darcy Kemper where we push this one over. And the Washington Capitals really haven't been scoring as of late either. I can't trust them. And yes, they did get 4 on the Buffalo Sabres, but Buffalo gives up a lot of goals as well, and so does the Anaheim Ducks, but I don't see this one going over 6.5. I can't trust either of these teams to put up enough points. Now, I do think the Capitals are the better team here. Finding value on the Capitals, I guess you could really get on the Capitals minus 1.5 on that puck line. I don't love puck lines, though, when I like an under. I just don't get there because I think it's going to be a tighter game when I'm liking the under. 17, though, and 14 on the road on that puck line for the Washington Capitals. So if you like the Caps tonight, you think they can score in this one, which they should be able to get a couple on the Ducks. You could take their puck line, but I'd rather trust the under. So that long shot parlay, we've got the Rangers in regulation, the Stars over 3.5, the Devils on the money line, the Canes on the money line, and the Capitals and the Ducks under 6.5. Like I said, you guys, and we've got Edmonton and Toronto. I forgot to put that one over 6.5. We're going to make sure we get the 6.5, especially for the parlay. If you want to go for the 6 for the parlay, it would be good, but I don't think you need to buy it down to 6. My favorite bet, though, in the Rangers and the Leafs game is both teams to score in the first period. Let me just look at what value we got there because I can't remember, and I need to go in and bet this anyway. Both teams to score in the first period. We're getting that at plus 124, leaving that open so I can place this bet right after. I'm just going to look at your questions really quick, answer anything else that you guys have, and then let's make some freaking money tonight. My college basketball quick picks show is already up, so go check that out. We got the sweep yesterday with those 2 games, so I got 2 more up. You guys can also check me out over on Pickett. Use referral code Madden. There's picks up there every day as well. Okay. You want the New York Rangers on the puck line. I definitely can see the Rangers coming out and covering that puck line. I don't hate that. The Senators plus 165 right now for the Rangers versus the Sens tomorrow. Benji, that is bold, taking the Senators at plus 165 over the Rangers. We'll see what happens there. Adding Patrick Kane into the lineup could mean we could see some errors as these guys start getting their legs under them playing together, or we could see the Rangers fly out of the water. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with that one. Over 6.5, New York Rangers and Flyers. Now, you can go with the over 6.5. You're just going to have to count on the Philadelphia Flyers to get the goals. So, Raven, I don't hate it if you have faith that the Philadelphia Flyers can get some goals in that one. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you for being here. Canes and the New York Rangers on the money line today for Raven. I love that. I do think both of these teams get the win. That is a nice parlay. Colorado for you in that one. It is hard to step in front of Colorado. I'm not blaming you. I just can't get there with the goaltending. So we will see what happens with that. Gibson does suck. How about 6 and 6.5? I am not sure which game you're talking about in that one. Okay, you guys, the Avs game is tricky. I gotta agree with you. Edmonton, Toronto over seems like the bet of the night. And I agree with you. I really do think, especially if you can get 6.5 in that one. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Like I said, I think my favorite bet is the first period between Edmonton and Toronto, both teams to score. Plus 124. That's what I'm always looking for, you guys, when I'm finding my best bets. I'm looking for that plus money. So give me the plus money with that first period. Again, if you're looking for a couple more bets, I will have my Cup of Joe out right after this. My college basketball quick picks video is up. So check that out. I got 2 picks. The Gonzaga game is one of them. So yeah, should be a good night on the court. You guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're looking for that picket link and the referral code Madden, the link is below this video over here on YouTube. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's make some freaking money today. I will see you back here tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern. Bye, guys.